Hello, sorry for the lack of uploads recently. Today's a bit of a different setting. We're not at the butts, but today I'm gonna share a bit about the drawing in Jemparingan Sepuh. So with the horizontally held bow, people have concerns on your archery muscles injury, so like bow shoulder injury, draw hand shoulder injury, and the likes. And I'm here to tell you that you shouldn't worry about it, especially if you're not using a bow that is very heavy for your capability. I would recommend maybe starting with your usual 20 pounds for beginner's bow in general, or if you're not using a beginner's bow, then probably 20 to 30 pounds less than your maximum draw weight. So a lot of people, or maybe Westerners, when they first saw this form of archery, their main concern is drawing with the biceps and this part of the arm instead of your usual back and shoulder muscles and bones drawing it. But in reality, if I were to draw with my biceps and all that, it would look more like this. And this is not pleasant. This is not pleasant because I cannot really engage my whole strength to it, and it just feels awkward in general. And a really good tell that you're drawing with the biceps or anything is your wrist is not straight. You still engage more of the back muscles and the shoulder muscles, although maybe there's a bit of the biceps also involved because it's still horizontal, but it's not as much as where it would be concerning for your health and safety. So the exercise for you to engage the proper muscles when shooting this form of archery is, so you have both of your hands here. Take your left hand like that and your right hand like that. Just do this. Like karate something. Just do that. And that will open up this part of the body. So that's about drawing and engaging the proper muscles when drawing your bow. Now, a bit about anchoring. The basic anchor is actually the center of your chest, right over here, around this area. But of course, you can actually draw longer than that or even shorter than that, depending on the distance and also the kind of arrow trajectory you want to achieve. It would be easier to achieve, well, it's recommended that if you have a short draw, try to go for a parabolic flight of the arrow, while a longer draw tends to have a more straightforward flight of the arrow. It also depends on your bow. Does your bow stack, or does it lean itself to longer draws? For example, this bow is a stacky boy. And also depends on your arrow length. So this is a shorter arrow than the previous one. It goes up to there before it gets the arrow point. Like that. And then you change your anchor point, because this is not a very explicit aiming kind of archery. So you change your point of reference actually on your anchor points and also your bow hand, but mostly over here. This should remain relatively constant on whatever distance. Of course, adjust if you feel like you need it, which should remain constant, like so. And you change it where you draw here. If the target is closer, it's more up there. If it's further, it's more down there. So up there, also down there. It will elevate it naturally. And before I end this video, I would like to show that this form of draw can be done with heavier bows, even though I of course recommend lighter bows for this, because this is leisurely target archery, the Jemparingan Sepuh. It's not for war or hunting per se, although you can use it for that, and it's been used for those purposes in the past, and even now in some areas. So this is a 40-pound bow. Both of my previous bamboo bows, these two, were probably around 20 to 25 pounds, and this Tacky Boy is about 22 pounds or 23 pounds, and it stacks up to 30 something pounds. Well, this is a 40-pounder. It's my heaviest bow that I own, and I can draw fairly pleasantly with the proper muscle engagements. Although of course I feel more comfortable with the lighter bow. Maybe that's all for today. Sorry for the less than optimal lighting and location, but thank you, and stay tuned for further content on Jemparingan Sepuh, or Old Javanese target archery. Thank you. Hatur nuhun. Gibran signing out.